I sincerely want to thank every Pathfinder member out there. Family members, I genuinely and sincerely love you. And thank you for making out time to join me on today's section. And I make you this promise, indeed you will not be disappointed, all right? And I'm picturing somebody in Zimbabwe. I'm looking at somebody in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm seeing somebody in Benue State, Nigeria, scattered all over Africa. I'm seeing a youth outside there who is almost giving up. Somebody who has said to himself that this is it for me. I can't go anymore. The opportunities are not there. I have done my bit. I've prepared myself, but there is no room for manifestation. The conditions are not right. I'm seeing you, and I want to resonate with you right now. And here's what I want to tell you. Just because your circumstances do not reveal it does not mean it's not in you. Just because the environment, what you're seeing right now, just because your situations do not reflect your ambitions, does not mean that they cannot be brought to manifestation. And I'm looking at you right now and I'm saying this to you. Do not give up. Just because you're looking at the mirror right now, I'm very serious now. Just because you're looking at the mirror right now and you are seeing a guy with a pot belly, does not mean that the guy with the six-pack is not in you. The guy with the six-pack is in you. I'm very serious right now. But then, if you keep doing what you've been doing, one definition of insanity is the repetition of the same thing the same way over and over again and expecting a different result. It will not happen. What you want to do right now is change your diet. Change your diet. Change what you've been doing. Change what you've been engaging yourselves into. Experiment. Advance. Here's what I'm looking at. What are the possibilities for your life right now that you are not even aware of yet? What is it that you can do? What are the potentials in you that you can develop, that you can explore, that you can experiment on, that you're not even aware of yet? I'm saying this to you. Do not give up. Your circumstances do not define you. You are who you are. The person that you are supposed to become is locked up inside the person you are right now. There has to be a process of development, of pruning. Listen to me. Every great thing is better through a process of pruning. Every great man, everybody you see that out there that you're celebrating today, there was a time of difficulty. Now, here's what you want to look at. Everybody has a turn back moment, right? You have a moment where you can either go forward or you give up. Now, it's important for you to understand that in that turn back moment, that moment where it is a position where you have two options not to be stagnant. Either you go forward or you give up. Either you go forward or you give up. Here's what you want to understand. If you decide to give up, the guarantee I'm giving us now is that it will never happen. If once you have decided that you're giving up, you want to exist, you don't want to live life, you don't want to live out your dreams, wake up. Life is a gift. This is not a rehearsal. This is it. This is the life. You don't have any other thing you're waiting for. There is no other aeon. There is no other time that you're waiting for. This is not a rehearsal for something else. This is the life. What you want to do is make up your mind to advance, because the moment you decide to give up, the assurance is you will never advance. But once you make up your mind that I'm going against the storms, I'm going against the norms, I'm not going to live my life complacently, I'm not going to define myself by my circumstances, I'm going to advance. I love the challenges. I love the challenges. It's not convenient, but it's necessary. Here's what I'm looking at. There are some things you're going to go through your life right now, and you're not going to understand them while you're going through them. You're not going to understand them. But then after you've gone through those things, after you've advanced, you will look back and then you say, yes, you now understand why you needed those things to prepare you for where you're going to. The circumstances right now, what you're defining as obstacles, they are actually pillars. Things that will accentuate you, things that will lift you high, things that will prepare you and build you to put the stuff that are necessary. Those necessary stuff that you need to have in you when you are at the stage, the place you're going to. The period you are at right now is what is preparing you, making you up for that time. So you want to make up your mind to go through the process. The longest way to success is the shortcut. The longest way that you can take to success is the shortcut, because it's like you jumping, right? When you jump, you surely come down. I hope you can picture what I'm saying. Please understand me. Ladies and gentlemen, when you jump, you will always invariably come down. But when you grow, you stay. It is no magic. There is no contradiction. These are irrefutable laws. If you grow with the process, if you allow that time, if you allow the hard times to make you, when you are up there, then those mistakes you cannot repeat. But you're saying to yourself right now, I want to skip the process. It will not happen. And if you skip the process, when you go and you say, I want to take the shortcut, you put your hand in something that is not genuine, something that is not authentic. You say you want to get to the top by all means. You scruffle your way, you wrangle acrimoniously, and then eventually, because he that seeketh, no matter your route, once you are seeking, you will find. But the question is, how will you find it? And who will you become when you eventually find it? That's what you want to consider. Because the life you're living right now is not a rehearsal for something else. So make up your mind today and realize this, that I'm submitting to us right now, what I'm postulating and submitting to every pathfinder out there. Somebody that is saying, I know there is something more to my life. I know that it's not all I can do. This is not my life. There is something that I was better to do. There is a purpose. There is a solution I was meant to bring to the world. I know that there is more out there. There is more I can achieve. The world is waiting for me to bet something I've been carrying for a long time. It's waiting for a beautiful delivery of my gifts, my abilities and potentials. I tell you this, it might be painful. The process might seem frustrating, but pay the price. It will be worth it. It will be worth it. I am assuring you this. Success leaves tracks. Failures leaves tracks. This is one thing you want to remember from our time here today. Life functions by laws. Success is predictable. Failure is also predictable. Why failure and success are predictable in their different perspective and respectfully speaking, in their different area of influence, is because life functions by laws. Life functions by laws. So laws make life predictable. You're a young man, you're doing the right thing. You're reading, you're developing your mind. You're increasing your capacity to host the dimensions that you are striving for. I tell you this, you will not be disappointed. Picture with me that you're trying to empty a jug of water into a little cup this size, and the jug is that big. You're trying to empty the whole jug into that little cup. Here's what will happen. You are going to waste everything that you are pouring into that cup except what the cup can host. I repeat, everything that you're going to pour into that cup from the jug is going to be wasted except what the cup can host. Now, what does that teach us? You need to, it's not what your dream that is unrealistic. It's not what you are striving for. It's not your company that cannot advance. It's not your potential that cannot be developed. It's not your dreams that cannot be realized. It is your capacity that needs to be enlarged. You need to enlarge your capacity. What you are meant to achieve. See, the difference between where you are, who you are, where you are right now, and where you're meant to be is who you need to become. The process, the person that you need to become to host that dimensions. What you want to do is consciously make up your mind to constantly, perpetually enlarge your capacity. Enlarge your mind. Know, what do you need to know? What would somebody in that position know that you're not yet knowing, that you don't have a grasp of the knowledge of right now? You want to seek those information, that knowledge. You want to go towards it doggedly, unrepentantly. All right? Here's what you want to understand. And this is what I want to postulate and give us right now. I'm looking at you right now. Let me tell you this. Your dream is realistic. Somebody is saying to you, what are you thinking? What do you think you can do? Come on. Your dream is realistic. The mind of man does not have the capacity to conceive anything that is unrealistic. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I tell you this. Whatever you've conceived right now, and you have the audacity to believe it, it is achievable. Close your minds to everything, every other opinion. It is your dream. It is your obligation. It is you need to make it a necessity to bring it to. If you open up yourself to opinions, there are always going to be opinions. The cheapest commodity you can get in the world, I tell you, are opinions. Men, they will advise you. Advice is something that people give because they don't need it. They don't need it and they can't apply it in their own lives. So you want to make sure that you do not be too conformed to the opinions of people, especially the naysayers, the cynics, the sadistic people. You don't want to conform to their mentality. Today, I'm going to give you this. And please never forget this section in your... Play this over and over again. I promise you, play this over and over again. You might think that you will hear everything I have to say here, but you will skip some things. Your mind you might not be paying 100% attention. So you want to make sure that you archive this, play it over and over again, and I admonish you, don't be selfish. Share this information. Share this information. I repeat this. On board the Pathfinders platform, our motive and our intent is not necessarily celebrity status. What we want to do is make sure that people have access to the right information because here's what I'm telling you. Successful people have articulated their experiences, what it took for them to succeed, what the process, what they had to endure. They've articulated it in books, in their biographies, autobiographies. Many materials that you can use to expose yourself, to know what you need to avoid. You read from the mistakes that others have done and you make sure that you avoid them. And then you read also of what they did right, where they were, what the actions they took, the steps they had to jump. The books that they're written, they tell you, when I got here, I didn't see it, but there was an obstacle there. I didn't know I had to jump. So I brushed through and it hit me. What you want to do is leverage on the experiences of others to accentuate yourself, to speedily achieve your aim. So you want to make sure that you archive this over and over again, go through it and share it to others. Don't be selfish. Share it to others. Share it to others. Comment. If you have something resonating in your mind, comment below, because you do not know who is watching and you do not know what your comment might impact in that person's life. First things first. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get serious. Up till now, you've thought about it. Up till now, it's been going through your mind. What are you waiting for? Life is a zero-sum game. I'm challenging somebody right now. Your dreams are possible. They are for you to achieve, and you need to take up the responsibility. I'm saying to that person that is supposedly religious-based, there is no religion that preaches irresponsibility. No religion. There is no religion that tells you that the figure, the being, the divine being that is at the base of that religion, it has the sole responsibility of seeing to your welfare, your time, your success. There is no religion like that. You need to get serious. You've thought about it up to now. Make the steps. What do you need to know? What are the books you need to read? What are the people? Who are the people you need to meet? What materials do you need to consult? Get what you want by getting serious. I repeat, you get what you want by getting serious. This is what Aristotle said, and I totally agree with it. Aristotle said consistency, he said we are what we consistently do. And then he went further to say excellence then is not an act but an habit. I put it this way. We are what we consistently do. Perfection then is not a state but a journey. You will not get perfect at what you're doing by remaining where you are right now. It is a journey. You need to consciously, it is not a destination. It is not a state. It is not somewhere you're going to arrive. It is not somewhere you're going to jump to. It is a journey. The process is what perfection is. All right? There is no state of perfection. There is only a journey of perfection. So what you want to do is get serious. Make sure you understand what it takes. What do you need to know? Banish ignorance from your mind, because the difference between where you are right now and where you're supposed to be are two words: how and price. So the degree to which you know how to get to where you're going and your willingness to pay the price it takes to go through that journey is what exactly defines the possibility for its attainment, for the attainment of your dream. So get serious. Wake up. What are you waiting for? I'm challenging, I'm planting an indignation, a holy anger in you right now. And it's necessary you receive it, because there are two bases that make up necessity. Number one is anger, and the second is hunger. The necessity is defined by the degree to which you are angry at where you are right now and saying, this is not me. This is not what I'm meant to do. This is not who I'm meant to be. And the degree to which you are hungry for what you have envisioned, what you are seeing, that is out there for you, that the world is waiting for you to bring and bet to celebrate you. Because what you want to understand is your reward in life is going to be in exact proportion to your service to the world. The world is going to reward you to the degree to which you serve it. The people, opportunities are everywhere, but it takes the seeing eye to see the opportunities. Because you might be sitting there wistfully thinking, wishing for the time where you suddenly achieve your dreams. The surest way to achieve your dream is to wake up from it. Wake up from your dream. Push towards it. What is it that it is necessary? You're waiting. What are you waiting for? I'm serious. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for somebody to bring your dream on a platter of gold? You're waiting for everybody to like you before you begin? You're waiting for you to get all the results, the resources before you go? No, start before you are ready. Start before you're ready. It's simple. I'm trying to plant a holy, and it's conscious. I'm not saying this arbitrarily. I'm consciously and conscientiously trying to plant in you an indignation, a holy anger. For you to you've gotten comfortable. You've gotten too complacent. You need to step out of your comfort zone if your dream is going to be achieved. I repeat that. You need to step out of your comfort zone before, unless your dream will not be achieved. Here's what you want to understand. So long as you're remaining where you are right now, you're going to get what you've been getting. If you keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting what you've been getting. So if you want to get something else, you need to change what you've been doing. Right? You want to get something else. You're saying to yourself, this is not what I am. This is not who I am. I know what I was. The real you is what you are thinking, even if many people will kick against this. But as a child thinks in such a way that they do not see consequences. They do not see obstacles. So once they want something, they believe it's going to be given to them instantly. That somehow, some way, that the universe will program circumstances that will bring their request to them. And that is very powerful. And here's what you want to do. You want to make sure, because if you're waiting that the circumstances will make up your dream. No, the circumstances will how do I put this now? The circumstances are going to fall in line, and then you build your dream upon the circumstances. It's not going to happen. There has to be a vision before the circumstances come into play. There's a principle called synchronicity, and this is when events happen simultaneously yet spontaneously to lead you to a predestined and predesignated goal, right? A predestined and a predesignated goal. So that's the whole idea behind synchronicity. You need to get serious and begin to take the steps. You're waiting for what? I'm looking at you. You are in Benue State. I'm looking at you, you are in Cross River State. I'm looking at you, you are somewhere in South Africa, Cape Town. I'm looking at you, you are somewhere in Zimbabwe. You are somewhere in Cotonou. You are somewhere, anywhere scattered across the world, England, America. Your dream will not be brought to you. You need to go after your dream. And the time, unless you make up your mind to go after your dream, there is no achievement. The only possibility that lies for you to achieve your dream is the degree to which you pursue it with hunger. Your destination is determined by your direction. What you want to make sure is that you are moving towards the right direction, because ultimately that will lead you to the attained destination. It's important for you to understand this. So get serious. Know what you need to know. Pursue your dream doggedly. Go after it wholeheartedly. Secondly, and this is very important, you need to edit your associations. You are the average of your friends. If you hang around 5 successful people, then you didn't count well, you are the 6th. And consequently and conversely, if you hang around 5 irresponsible, visionless, unpurposeful, unserious people, you did not count well. You are the 6th person. And that the first step in education is the admittance of ignorance. So you need to admit that this statement I've made right now is true. Do not protest against it. Do not wrangle. Do not come after it acrimoniously. You need to admit that what I've said right now is true. And for God's sakes, edit your associations. If there are people in your life right now that are not, they are not within your frame of thinking, your frame of possibilities. They are not thinking in alignment with your goals. Edit them unapologetically. Edit them with respectfully speaking and lovingly so, because they have chosen their path. They have chosen where they want to be. They've said to themselves that this is okay for me. We've come together from level 1 to level 2. We are now in level 3. This is where I was envisioning when I was in level 1. While I got to level 2, level 3 is my hallmark. It's where I want to be. And you are saying to yourself, where I am aiming for is level 10, level 100. Respectfully and lovingly leave them there. And then do what you need to do when you need to do it to get to where you want to go. You have to do what you can where you are with what you have. All right? So edit your associations. Thirdly, and this is very important, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters out there, I tell you this. You need to feed on the right environment, the right materials rather. Feed on the right materials. What do you need to know? It is irresponsible and stupid to give a course curriculum meant for an aeronautical engineering student to a medical doctor, a soon-to-be medical doctor, right? It is irresponsible. It is inconceivable, stupid. All right. But here's what I'm looking at. What are the things that you've been exposing your mind to right now? What are the things that you've up to this point you've exposed yourself to? Are they in line with where you're going? If they are not, you need to break yourself from that. You need to set yourself loose from those fetters and then go after the knowledge you need to have. Feed on the right materials. You're saying to yourself, I have pot belly right now, and what I'm envisioning is size 6 or size 7 or whatever the size is, and you need to reduce yourself, and you're still eating what the person who you are right now, size 20, is eating. No, it's not going to work that way. You're saying to yourself, I want to get to the stage. I want to make advancement. I want to go for what is for me in the universe. And you've been feeding yourself Netflix. You know all the Netflix series. You don't know who you need to listen to. You know all the series that have been coming out of Netflix. And then if you were to be probed right now and you were to be asked what questions in line with where you're going, you cannot produce a ready answer. You are not confident. But those informations are necessary. So you want to make sure that you're feeding on the right materials. Feed on the right materials. Read the right books. You don't read books because you want to entertain yourself. There is a degree that you will read what you are meant to read, and that becomes your entertainment. You enjoy it. But that's not going to happen at the initial stage. It's not. It's not going to happen. And fourthly, right now, I guess, am I right? Yes. Am I right? Yeah. Fourthly, what you want to understand is that you want to be in the right environment, right? Rather, there is a degree of knowledge you need to have, but that knowledge is not previewed in the environment that you are right now. It's not necessarily readily exposed in the environment right now. So you need to make sure that you are on the right environment. The environment you are right now might not be what you need to go to where you want to go, but you need to make it conscious to step out of that environment. The people that have been intoxicating you, vote yourself off that island. All right? Get on the right environment. Get on the right environment. Get on the right environment. I will reiterate this until you get it. Repetition creates persuasion. Get on the right environment, because where you are right now is who you are. Where you are right now, that's powerful. Where you are right now is who you are, because your geography of influence is what summarizes your personality. So that's important for you to understand. And then fifthly is that this is very important. You need to practice self-discipline. Yes, self-discipline is very important. What is self-discipline? Self-discipline is your ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it, either you feel like it or not. You might not feel like it. You are saying to yourself, oh, come on. I mean, I'm tired. Do I really need to go through all this stress? Yes. Yes. You need to go through it. You need to go through it. It is necessary. I'm saying this to you right now from the bottom, from the threshold, from the subliminal state of my mind, of my heart. It is necessary. You need to do what you need to do when you need to do it, either you feel like it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, kill procrastination. Procrastination is an enemy to your destiny. You can do something right now and you say you want to leave it to tomorrow. Here's what you want to understand. The unit of life of destiny is time. The unit of destiny is time, right? So the more time you spend not consciously moving towards your goal, is the more time you've wasted drifting away from your goal. The more time you spend not making advancements, not making progress, not deliberately moving yourself, even if inconvenient, protestingly and laboriously so, is the more time you are what's the word now? Obstructing. You are abrogating from your goal, from your destiny, from your purpose, that which you want to achieve, that which is meant for you as an individual to achieve. So practice self-discipline. This discipline. Read the books. Go for the seminars. Go to the events. Meet who you need to meet. Make the call. Who do you need to talk to? Make the call right now. Take the classes. Take the lessons. Go to expose yourself. Start the business. You don't feel like it, do it. It's what you want to do. It's what you meant to do. Start the business. Meet the people you need to meet right now. Practice self-discipline. Do whatever you need to do when you need it to do it, even if you don't feel like it. You want to do that, all right? And the last thought I want us to have before we leave here today is this. The process is stiff. You are right now at the gestation period. You're saying to yourself, what it would take for me to get off where I am right now is too painful. Here's what you want to understand. It's not going to always be like that. It's like you being in a car, moving, right? And then all of a sudden, your car breaks down. You can stay in that car and complain and whine and do whatever you want to do and stay whatever you want to do in the car. But if that car is going to move, it is stiff. You need to get out of it. Go to the back. Put your hands on the chassis of that car and begin to push. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Before that car moves, that initial push is going to be painful, stressful, arduous, laborious, right? But when it starts moving, it begins to look like a glide. You don't need to apply the same level of pressure that you applied at the initial stage, at the gestation period, at the conceiving period. You don't need to apply the same. The car begins to gain momentum and it begins to move. At that time, you can even jump in or jump on the car if you want to. It will be more convenient at the process. But don't seek for comfort when you're trying to push and get it off that stiffness. Comfort is not going to come. You need to put your hands on that chassis and you need to push with the assurance that once that car starts moving, once you've broken off that stagnancy, it gets easier. It gets more, I wouldn't use the word convenient, but it gets easier as you go. All right? So break yourself off that island. And thank you, the Pathfinders family, for your time. And to another section, till we meet again, please do, the time is now. Here's what you want to understand. Our ancestors, the people that came before us, what we're enjoying right now is what people had to pay prices for. Now, what is it that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, the generation that is coming after us, what are they going to see that we have done, that they are going to celebrate, that you have done, that they're going to celebrate? You want to put that in your mind, in your heart, and make sure that eventually I'm going to fade out. There is a generation coming after me. I want to leave something that they can look back to and have inspiration from and get inspired by it. All right? So leave a legacy and do what you need to do right now. Thank you for your time. And again, I will admonish you that go to the Pathfinders Global family. If you get to subscribe to the platform, do subscribe, and so that you get notified when we drop new content like this. All right? And to build yourself, to build your mind, because repetition creates persuasion. What is being repeated to your hearing is what your mind is being persuaded to think in line with. You get that? Whatever you're indoctrinating your mind with, you're exposing yourself to, is what your mind is being compelled to think in line with. So keep playing this over and over again. Hear it. I listen to every section we have here, not humbly, with all humility, with a student, not the teacher's motive, not the teacher's mindset. I listen with the student's mindset, first to get blessed by it, and second to make sure that I don't remain at the level I am, right? So you want to give it that student's mindset. Listen to it. Listen to what has been said and practice it ultimately, because you can hear over and over again, but unless you take actions on it, unless you take actions on what you've been hearing, there will be no change. Thank you, and please do go and be fruitful.